Okay, and with our Aeries SIS connected, you'll see that the tabs kind of fill in a bit more, like in attendance calling. I have this option to set up attendance calling through Aeries. Well, that is an option because now I have Aeries connected, and I can actually use the data from Aeries. If I head over to like demographics or something, student data demographics. So I can actually use the data from Aeries to send out attendance calls. The option for SFTP is also there. So if I head over there, it should look exactly the same as before. And that's because now we have this kind of hybrid integration where I can have Aeries connected, but I could also attach an SFTP server. And so when we have that kind of hybrid melding of SIS and SFTP, what we're going to see happen is we're going to use the SFTP files, but we're going to use the data from Aeries as well. And so I'll go over that in another video, or you can go ahead and watch the other video on how to do that. Um, but that option is available if we want to use our own SFTP server for sending out attendance calls. But once we have our SIS connected, the same is pretty much true for Powerschool or Skyward. If I head over to Import Utility, this is the improved import option or import feature. For Aeries and Powerschool, I believe we can denote a primary phone number that we want to pull in. I think it's different for Skyward. Um, However, we'll just drag and drop these around and reorder these as we need to. We'll select the SIS school that we want to pull from. So these are all these schools in Aeries, and I can confirm that for you by toggling this one down. There's like Screaming Eagle or Eagle Alternative, and there is Screaming Eagle and Eagle Alternative. Then we'll select the Cyberschool school that we want to import into. So there's the district, the elementary, or the high school. Next, we'll choose which relationships to import. And this is one of those features that's kind of improved. Like if I select Skyward, but I don't have LMS or something like that, we'll find that we won't have the option to import based on relationships. Anyways, so we'll just choose which relationships we want to import. And this is a new feature that we have to assign to a category. So if these categories don't look familiar, these are the categories. Let me duplicate and head over to alerts. These are the categories that are available in your alerts. So when you import, you are importing into the alerts and subscribers section. But when you import, you can now choose to assign them to a category or create a new one. So these are the mothers and fathers from Eagle Alternative Education. So I'll hit create new category, and I'll call this Eagle Alternative Moms and Dads. Let's see. Yeah, I've hit the limit there. I'll just say Eagle Alternative Guardians. That's fine. Hit add, and now here's that Eagle Alternative Guardians. So I'm going to assign the mothers and fathers from Eagle Alternative Education School to this new category I've created, and I'm going to say that they are going to be set up to receive SMS and email. Okay, so Aeries has this option to import primary contacts. I can toggle that option off, and it'll only import the primary contacts. I think with Powerschool, it's like legal guardians, and then Skyward um, might have like their own interpretation of what's legal or what's not. Um, One thing to note about Aeries though is Aeries does have a red flag attribute for this contact, so any contact who is red flagged or flagged as do not contact or something like that won't be imported. So when we import, we have the option to import contacts now or create nightly imports. Pretty simple what's going on there. Import contacts now does a one-time import of the contacts that are pulled, and then create nightly import will continuously import every night, so our contacts are constantly being updated. So I'll hit import contacts now, and that'll send me to the import history, and you'll see it's already starting. There probably wasn't many. Did I toggle primary? I did. Okay. Probably wasn't many, if at all, because it's just test data to work with. Let me hit refresh. Yeah, I don't think there was anything pulled because it's all just test data. However, the import history does have a bit of a improvement also. For one, this disclaimer at the top. So it just tells you about what this actually means. Processed contacts are any new contacts imported. Outdated contacts are not considered processed. And then projected is the total number of contacts available to import. And then if we go ahead and select this little node here, you'll get some information about the imports. So how many successes, how many have been updated, how many duplicates, how many are non-primary, so difference between primary and non-primary, and then how many have invalid emails and how many were red flagged as well. So it just gives you more information about who was being imported there. You can also see things like which relationship codes were imported, if this import has primary contacts, and you can choose to run this import again manually as well. And of course, it's different with like Powerschool and Skyward. Powerschool gives different data, like if they're legal guardians or um, if our phone priority is different, and Skyward is different as well. And so that is the import feature for SIS.